after hours.
I mean,
what's up?
it's
Same
midday,
shit,
so it's
different
work
day.
hours.
Exactly, but it's,
We're
the,
working.
the after hours is to imply that we were doing something before. So now this is like the rest, relaxation, talking vibe
Yes.
after hours. You know what I mean?
It's after
Even
that.
if the hours are daytime.
We're
Because
still
what
working.
is time, right? Time is just a construct that we apply to life to give us some type of structure. But really, it's non-existent. It exists only in our perception of it as conscious beings because we have, like, that's how we exist. You know what I'm saying? We exist point A to point B to point C. But really, like, we're beings who can experience everything in all time
Yeah.
at the same time. But the thing is, we're experiencing it linearly. So right now it's like point A to point B to point C. There's a flow to things, but that's not the true nature of things.
Isn't time a dimension though?
Yeah. Well, exactly, because we're okay. So I'm so glad you brought that up, because basically, okay, look, we're third dimension, right? Like that's our reality is 3-dimensional, but there's dimensions higher than that and there's dimensions lower than that. So time is the 4th dimension because basically it's another way of measuring anything. So look, basically measurement is, so we think of measurement as length, width, height. That's 3rd dimension.
Yes.
But 4th dimension would be time, because time is a method of measurement. But the thing is, we don't exist
in the 4th dimension.
We exist in it subconsciously.
We exist through it.
But consciously, we can only perceive the 3rd dimension.
Yes, and we use 2-dimensional
in waking
numbers.
life. But the thing is, you can perceive 4th dimension, you can perceive 5th dimension, but it takes time. Yeah, it takes work.
And through math.
And then, yeah, exactly, through math,
through
sacred
2-dimensional
geometry.
numbers.
Through sacred geometry, we can perceive the higher dimensions or the lower dimensions. But the thing is, in existence, we perceive the 3D. But the 4D is always acting upon us. It's basically like how, look, the greatest way you can look at it is like a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking Mario is a sprite on the screen, right? So he's a 2-dimensional icon. But the thing is, we're controlling him. So it's the same way 4th dimensional entities are looking at us. Like we're fucking Mario and controlling us. Basically through the 4th dimension. But you can't see it and you can't observe it. You can be aware of it. Like I am aware of it now and voicing that I'm aware of it. But my awareness doesn't really change anything because it's still a higher dimension.
Breaking the 4th wall, literally.
Yeah, that's why it's called breaking the 4th wall. You know what I mean? Because it's like you have 3 walls and you make it into 4 walls. Once there's 4 walls, it's a box. It's closed. Once you break that 4th wall, you're entering. You're allowing someone in. Essentially.
Since we're talking about time, let's talk about our first topic: waiting.
Right.
Fuck waiting, bro. I hate waiting in lines for fucking food that I'm probably not even gonna enjoy. So, for instance, like there'll be long ass lines at McDonald's, and you're probably only there for fucking fries, and you're like, why the fuck do I have to wait this long just for fucking fries that are probably gonna end up soggy in front of people who probably won't even enjoy the food themselves?
Yeah, it's
And
like,
I think that's mostly your ego, to be honest. Like, that actually relates to in Sopranos in his therapy sessions. Remember when his therapist was talking about him about like basically how he has like an ego. He believes like he's above certain things, like he's above following certain rules or waiting for things, or
Right.
or like being denied. He's above being denied what he wants.
right.
And then if he is denied what he wants, he has the right to take out his anger on you.
Yeah, exactly.
So how much of that you hating waiting, how much of it is actually you wasting your time, or how much of it is just you believing that you're above having to wait for your food, you know?
Was that a rhetorical question or
No,
real
I mean,
question?
if you want to answer it.
I mean, I agree with you. It does have to do with my ego, but sometimes it's kind of unfortunate that I have to wait for something so small.
Right,
So
but at the same time,
it's frustrating.
you
Yeah.
put yourself in that situation.
I did put myself in that
So,
situation.
Inherently, there's no way for you, like you make of it what you will, you know what I mean? But you put yourself there, and you can remove yourself from doing that at any point in time. But it's your choice. It's ultimately choice because you choose to be in the line, you choose to wait, so it's part of the game. You know what I'm
You don't
saying?
have to eat McDonald's. You just
Yeah.
go home and
It's convenient.
make something.
That's the price to pay for convenience. You're gonna have to fucking wait. Even though it's convenient,
Well, you gotta
still
wait.
have to fucking wait. So it's like,
well, I mean, for anything though, as part of life is
Yeah.
waiting. You know what I mean? Like even things we want and things that we want to do.
But waiting is good. Waiting
Right.
is delayed gratification.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
good for your brain.
but that's
Yeah.
the thing. When you have that delayed gratification and you end up eating something that's not really too good for you,
But think about it.
kind of
Like,
delay. What am I really delaying? You know, like I
Yeah,
know I'm
but-
not gonna enjoy the food, but I'm just eating the food because it's convenient and that's what I have available at the moment.
but if you think about it, like right now, like McDonald's is a huge factor. It plays a huge factor in like obesity rate in United States, right, or even worldwide, and you still have to wait for the food. So imagine how horrible it would be if you could just instantly get food whenever you wanted.
Right. And it's like in a way we can. I think you ever seen Wall-E,
Yeah.
the Pixar movie? That's
don't
what.
remember.
That's like the extent of it because we're already heading in that direction. But it's like on its way still. So you still have to wait in line. But I think that's what you were kind of saying is the element of delayed gratification. And so because we have to wait for something, it creates that, okay, I have to wait to get something. But when it's presented to you and it's just you have an excess of it, it's like, oh, it's just consumption.
Yeah.
Sort of like with videos, you know what I mean? I'm thinking about it in the social media aspect. Like how when all these shorts, you know what I mean? You just scroll through shorts and you're just seeing different realities and you're like observing how can this reality help my current reality, and you're just scrolling through all these shorts and you realize it's like rapid consumption when if you just sit and wait, an idea will come to you, something will come to you, but it's like this I have to do, you know what I mean, this mentality. Funny, right? But literally it's shit.
Yeah,
it's like you have this mentality that you have to do shit in order for shit to happen.
No.
Because that's what's been pushed on us. That's the narrative that we have portrayed on us is you have to do this. You have to grind.
That
work,
grind mentality
work 3
is
jobs.
fucking toxic.
Exactly.
Man.
And it's like I understand cause and effect. You do something happens. But at the same time, you have to let it go sometimes, and it's gonna happen regardless. A thought is gonna come to you whether you force that thought to come or not. It's coming to you.
Yeah.
But actually, by the act of seeking out something else, you're delaying it. You're pushing it away.
Yeah.
Rather than attracting it to you.
Yes.
So I get what you're saying though with McDonald's is like if there were a McDonald's in your house and you could just get food, like imagine, you know what I'm saying, and you could just eat anytime and it's there and it's presented.
It gives us the element of choice.
Right. It's like thank God that we do have to wait in that respect, because if people couldn't wait, it would just be over, like it already is over consumption, but it would be over consumption to the point where there's no nothing, because it's just
dystopian.
It's just straight dopamine, straight just whatever consumption, you know what I mean? And that's kind of where we live already, but it's still in the middle.
Yeah.
It's still like it's not quite 100% there yet.
How about a form of waiting? Here's a form of waiting that I don't think has any positive way to look at it is that, okay, so I start college. Well, some days, I'll start college at 9:30 a.m. and I'm there until 8 p.m., right?
Right.
But
What the
it's
fuck?
not straight classes, because the way, I don't know why, but for some reason they'll have me at like a 9:30 class, and the 9:30 class will end at 10:45 a.m., right? So, the logical thing would be, give me a little break and I'll go to my next class. But they don't do that. They make me wait until 2 p.m. to go to my next class. So I get out at 10 and then I have nothing to do for 3 hours. And then I get out of that class at 4:25 and then I have to wait another hour for the next class at 5:30 and then I get out at 8. Right? So imagine how much time could be saved if they just gave me short breaks and I just took the classes and then went home instead of having to leave at night.
Because they want to fucking consume your time, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to consume your time, so you consume their product, and you consume their product, and you work for them, and you use their material, and you consume their material, rather than you using your time to create your own material, where you don't have to fucking... You can start at 9:30 a.m. and you can have every single thing you want to do done in the entire day in an hour. Versus they want you to be done at 8 o'clock. You have to be done by 8 o'clock. That's their deadline. That's what they want you to do. Rather than you finding a system of your own that they're fucking with your flow. They're trying to throw you off of your own flow so you go with their flow. So you won't find anything you find interesting. You're just following what you think is interesting, but you're following in their footsteps. You're following what they're saying rather than you going about it, doing your own research. Like, oh shit, for instance, if you're doing computer engineering, computer engineers are fucking in that classroom like almost 24/7. Rather than people who computer engineer on their own, they're at home learning shit, and they progress more than some computer engineers that are in school. And they find their own rhythm, they find their own system, and it works for them. They tend to make, more money. They tend to be in better states of mind.
I'm honestly thinking about changing from computer engineering, man, because I'm not interested in coding at all. So I'm much more interested in mechanical, hands-on,
the physical application.
So do that shit, bro.
I wanted, you know what it was? I don't know. I was thinking too much about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you start thinking, you want to do something, but you start thinking about it, and you're like, nah, this would be better. And then you end up doing the other thing, and it's not better.
Right. It's
you
neutrality.
Just done what you wanted.
It's the same thing where the extreme is better than the neutral option, because it's like you either do it or you don't. This or that, left or right. Because when you were stuck in that middle, you're halfway down the stairs, you know what I mean? You're not up the stairs, you're not down the stairs, you're just in the middle of the stairs and you're just there. And it's basically like you're caught in between, because one part of you tells you go this way, one part of you tells you go the other way. When if you just act and you just do the steps, it's going to present itself. The path will present itself. Yeah. All you need to do is just act and just do something, because something is better than nothing. Because I know exactly what you mean. You get caught in your own head. It's like, you're like, should I do this? Should I do that? But if you do something and just have something to present, then you'll know, oh, I want to do this or I don't want to do that. So what's good about, like you saying, I don't want to do coding, you tried coding, and because you actually did it, and even though you thought about it too much, you did it. So now you have the experience to say, what, I did it wasn't for me, let me go another direction. You know what I'm saying? Because you took the time to do it instead of just thinking, what, should I do this, should I do that? And you get caught in your own head so much that you just stay in one spot. And that's the death of us, is once we stop moving, because movement is life, and it's flow. Change is the only thing guaranteed. So when we stay stuck mentally too, we stay stuck with our problem, there's no solutions are going to present themselves, because you're stuck in one place.
You ever buy a product that you impulsively buy and you believe that's going to help you with what you want to do, but then later down the line you start using the product and you're like, yo, what the fuck did I buy this shit for?
Right, and it starts using you.
It starts using you, and then you're like, I wasted money, when really you didn't waste money. You used money to figure out something that you're not interested in, that's something that doesn't resonate with you. So then, you won't have to make that same mistake twice. Yeah, you might have spent maybe $400 on a phone that you don't want to fucking use, but now you know that is something that does not resonate with you. So in the future, when you do have another $400 to spend, you won't have to spend it on something like that.
Right.
So you won't have to make that mistake again. So, you're coding, you don't like coding. Okay, so switch your major, switch your minor, whatever you want to do. But just do, now that coding is not something for you. You have a lot of time, bro. So just, if you want to switch it, fucking switch it, man. What are you going to lose, man?
Oh, yeah.
Just switch that shit.
I think I'm going to switch colleges, too, because that college is just too much. Like, it's too expensive for what it is,
Well, that's the thing about education in general is it's such a contradiction because we pay for education when education is now free.
Yeah.
It's just the system has put us in a position where we're like, you know what? I need this degree. I need to do this. I need to do that so that I can gain the knowledge to get this paper to go on this track.
It's not
when
even
in reality everything is open to
it's
you.
It's not even that. When you're going to college, you're not paying for the education. The education is free. What they're paying for is
the facility.
You're paying for the facilities, and you're paying for the connections and the minds behind the people that are teaching you. You're paying for those connections. So if you do really well in college and let's say you get on good sides with teachers, you'll have those connections to get you into really good opportunities. So you're not paying for the education because the fucking education's free. It's out there, but you're paying for the
Let me look for something
networks.
real quick. One of my professors emailed us, like, let me look at it.
That's a thought I had though earlier about people. Everything is people. You know what I'm saying? Money, finance is people.
It's people.
And it's having access to those people.
That's why it's called currency, because it's meant to move. It's meant to flow around.
He emailed us this. United States Secret Service University Recruitment. I'm a special agent with the Human Resources Recruitment and Training Squad at New York Field Office of the United States Secret Service. And he sent us like an email of how to apply to that. I don't know. It was very random, but cool.
So apply for it.
I want to be a fucking secret.
So
those people don't have lives, bro.
So what is the professor like? What does he teach?
Well, it's not coding. It's actual like computer hardware.
Okay.
So it's more like it's logic. Like logic, like
right,
like digital logic, like gates and stuff.
So is that why he's sending that?
No, I think he literally just like, hey, this is cool. This is a cool job. Let me send this to the students. I think that's because he's not like I don't know what the term is. He's a Rolling Stone of a professor. He doesn't teach at just.
Right.
He teaches all over the place, and he just goes to whatever college and teaches there. Kind of like a substitute, but not really, because he has his own courses.
Right.
But he still moves schools.
He's a nomad.
Yeah.
He goes from place to place, spreading his gospel, teaching what he knows.
Spreading his seed.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, he's saying okay, but actually, that's what knowledge is.
Yeah, it's a
knowledge
seed.
is the seed.
You're planting something in someone's brain, and it grows. It either grows positively or it grows negatively.
It is like sex. You fill yourself. If you can fill yourself with the imagination of just having the thing you desire and living in that feeling of having it and just exist in it and just feel it, but feel it to the point where it releases. It's like a sexual buildup. Then it'll come because you basically planted the seed. Literally, it'll come. It'll come. No, quite literally. Because think about it. When you impregnate someone, it's not like you nut in them every 9 months. No, you nut and the seed grows. It implants and it becomes a person. You have to give it time. That's where the waiting comes in. It's just once it's there, you let it go.
Yeah.
Because you can't like hold on to it and hold on. You know what I'm saying? It has to have its time to develop.
Yes.
When you do it over and over again, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's why like our seed is so wasted now. They want us to waste the seed because it's the creative force of life. It is the manifestation of life is in our seed. Quite literally. As men, and because we're made to feel like, oh, you need to use the seed, you need to have sex, you need to masturbate, that seed release and you're losing your ability to create reality, to create whatever it is you want. And it's like, when you retain that, then you can begin to rise the oil to your brain and reach Christ, reach the mind of Christ, and be in that state of just creation, being God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being of that state. But because we're showed to waste it and taught to waste it, and it's everywhere you go, it's sex.
We
it's
aren't
there.
capable of creativity in a positive way.
Yes, because the seed is meant to create.
Yeah.
Like that's why in the Bible it says sex is not like something you should do for pleasure, because it should be for creation.
It's marital.
It should be something that you having sex with the intent to create a life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To plant your seed. But it's like now we're just wasting the seed.
Yes.
When that can create a whole life. It's so powerful.
That's the thing, that's what's so fucking hard. Like, that's what's so difficult about it, is because we've been programmed throughout our lives, you know, through the movies and through pornography and literature, where it's like sex is just so common. Like, you'll see like a 2000s movie of a college girl just fucking, like, and it's cool, it looks cool, it's like, oh yeah guys, I fucked this guy, I fucked this girl, you know, it's like,
Yeah, it's like the culture, and especially now we live in a culture of like where it's so out there.
yeah,
you know?
everyone's like, oh, I fucked your bitch,
polyamory.
Because it's like
I fucked your bitch, she's on my dick.
it's a response. You know what I mean? It's a response. It's like how you go from one extreme to the other, and you keep bouncing back until you get to balance. You know what I mean? Because before it was so restrictive, it was overly restrictive.
Yes.
But now, so in response to the over restriction, now it's overly free.
Yeah.
Right, I got what you're saying. It's like now it's too open.
You flip a coin enough times, one day it lands on its edge.
Yeah, because
and that's when it's supposed to be.
We desire freedom, but really we don't want to be free. You know what I'm saying? Like we say we want freedom, we say we want to have choice, but then we're presented with it, and it's like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Now
we don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, so that's why there's so many institutions and so many things that make us choose for us, basically, because we're
not capable of handling that freedom in a very responsible way. We tend to be very chaotic, and we cause chaos, which is why they have these, you know, these institutions like colleges and fucking high schools and schools and police forces and fire departments
and
military. It's meant to instill order, because we are very chaotic beings. We are meant to cause chaos because we don't know how to handle that fucking freedom. And that's exactly why God tossed out Adam and Eve, because they ate from the apple of knowledge and they couldn't handle what God understood. And then God was like, okay, I want you to fucking learn how to handle this shit. So he put them out there to learn, and they did not learn their fucking lesson, because then fucking Cain killed Abel, and then it just kept going and kept going and kept fucking going. The repeating cycle of humanity not being able to understand their freedom.
Well, okay, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, that's the freedom we have, is to choose, and basically
freedom of choice.
to say
That's God's aspiration for us. He doesn't want us to blindly follow. If God didn't want us to have freedom, he wouldn't have given it to us.
Yeah.
Right, because
he wouldn't have presented the option.
We're God's children, hence meaning we're meant to create as God creates. We're meant to bring order into the chaos. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to delve into the chaos because that's from where we came.
Yeah.
But God created something, created reality, so that we could create reality. That's why your mind, you are God, because you're God's manifestation in the physical to choose what he desires. That's why the ego is the devil. You understand? Because the ego is telling you stay stuck in this loop, do this, do that.
Yeah, do that.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's pulling you away from your ability to create something new. Instead, it wants to see what it is rather than what could be. And what could be can be what it is, but you have to create, you have to make it. I pulled out the dollar because I just wanted to show the Novus Ordo Seclorum as New World Order. Basically is demonstrating how we want to bring order into the chaos. You understand?
Yeah.
People want to bring make something out of nothing. Because you can choose chaos, you can choose, it's a choice. That's the freedom of choice. And we tend to fall into that when when nothing else is present to choose. So that's why we have so many choices. But when you just sit with yourself and you think, it's like, oh, you can do anything. Anything can happen. You can make anything. You can change the world. But they don't want you to have the mindset. They want you to fall into chaos, fall into a line.
Yeah.
Waiting for something to happen when you can make something happen. Hence what I was trying to say before, where you're putting yourself in a line to wait for food, but you don't have to be there. And you don't have to be waiting for that food. You could be doing something else.
Yes.
But they keep us in these systems of waiting because, well, we're waiting, someone else is making moves. Someone else is making something happen.
They're stealing our limelight.
Yes.
They're stealing our essence.
Something else is... No, it's your attention. Everything is attention, bro.
Yeah, but attention is your essence, bro. Whatever you pay attention to is whatever you're going to manifest.
Right. Literally.
So
pay attention.
You pay attention.
Attention is currency.
So that, you know, it's like back to the college thing. Like whenever you're paying attention to college, you're just like you're taking away what you could do. Right? Like, you know, we all have a form of creativity. Like everyone is a different, like, they're all different beings of creativity. When you're in the same institution and you're learning the same material, it kind of like it doesn't open room for creativity, because it's like if someone's learning the same shit and they have to do the same fucking thing and they're expected to do the same thing, it's kind of like there's no room for that creativity because everyone's expected to do the same thing. Rather than, you know, giving a project of just free work of like, hey guys, this is what you have to do. You don't have to do it like this, but I want you to show me what you can do.
The thing is, I think college is a good thing though. College is good if you don't already know what you want to do. You know what I mean? So the people that you're talking about, like creative minds or whatever, the ones that go out and create and do things without ever going to college, that's because they already know what their purpose is. They already have it set.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people don't have that, or they need time to figure out what it is. And I think college is a great way to do that. But the thing is that college has been bastardized. So it's been bastardized because it's locked behind payment. You know what I mean? So
it's a paywall. It's like a game.
The price goes up and up and up. The price just goes up, but it's the same thing it's always been. You know what I mean? Like they're making you pay more for something that stood the same for so long, and a lot of the money is unnecessary, and it's for like gratuitous things, like having like a nice wall of pictures of people that donated to the college to make it look nice when that's not really important. Or
having a wall of certificates and degrees.
Like in fucking Sopranos, when they wanted to put up like a marble wall or something. Like, what the fuck does a college need that for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is? I remember you talking about he donates the money so that they would put the name.
Yeah, so
it's all status. That's all it is.
It's all status.
Everyone wants recognition. Everyone wants to say, I'm a part of this community and I'm contributing to the community. How about we create our own communities?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They charge gratuitous prices for textbooks, and they're very like sneaky and conniving with how they do it, because they require you to have the textbook, right? And the knowledge in the textbook stays the same, because the knowledge in the textbook stays the same, but what they do is they just keep re-releasing it. It's the same book, but just a different edition, but maybe like differences in page numbers. So if you want to save money and buy an older version of the book, you're going to get fucked up, because when your professor gives you an assignment on a certain page number, it's not going to be on that page.
Yeah.
It's going to be in a different page.
Exactly.
So now you got to look through like 500 pages to find what you need to do.
It's going to be updated, but it's really the same fucking shit.
Or even worse is what they do is now it's been made worse because now you get digital textbooks, and the digital textbooks, there's no way to get around it because they hard coded into the program that you have to buy it in order to access your assignments. So like for me, for my calculus class, I had to buy the calculus book for like $110. I could have fucking found a PDF of it for free, but the program that we do our assignments on, WebAssign, in order to access the assignment, to even look at it, to even look at what the questions are or anything, you need to buy the book in order to get into it.
Yeah,
into the course.
I had that same thing when I went to Apex. You know, before I even signed up for Apex, I was trying to find the textbook to, you know, because I didn't really want to go to a school to learn about cars. If I just had a textbook right in front of me that was teaching me about cars, I'd be like, okay, this is all I need. But like the same thing with you. Before you even could access the questions and the answers and all that shit, you needed to buy the textbook before like anything. So it was like they got you with that. They're like, okay, you have to pay this tuition now, and if you don't pay this fucking tuition now, you're gonna owe us.
I feel like the internet and technology are just like forcing their way into our faces, and it's like people don't want to see it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's like we push it so to the edge, like, oh, that's nothing to worry about. It's, you know, but it's like now it's like, oh no, it's in your face. Yeah. Because look, like basically what I was saying before about how we have the internet and it's all this knowledge and it's everything and it's all these textbooks, whatever you want to learn, you can learn it. Now look at the AI thing. It's making people are getting through school using ChatGPT, using these AI services to create the answers, to create, you know what I'm saying? And schools are hating it, but they're hating it only because it's the answer. Yeah. It's the answer to everything we've been looking for, and it's here, and it's presenting itself, and it's only going to get more and more advanced. It's only going to improve. It's only going to become more. And it's like the institution is like, oh no, that's a threat to what we're doing. But guess what? It doesn't matter because it's already done. Yeah. It's already over. You know what I'm saying? Because the AI, once that shit is in full effect, there's no reason to write. There's no reason to do any of that except the reason from what yourself. You know what I mean? That's why they say AI is a helpful tool, because eventually everything that we want to do or could do is done by that,
is already done.
We have nothing but time to create. Yeah. Nothing but time to do what we were put here to do, which is create.
Yeah.
Our own unique human things.
But also, it's also like a point to where they consider it cheating, you know, because
well, of course they do, because it is cheating.
They consider it. They consider okay, so like they'll consider it cheating because they want you to write an essay about something, so you let ChatGPT write an essay for you about something, but that's cheating them. But like, what do you think they're gonna do? You know, like, what do you think businesses are gonna do? Businesses aren't gonna be like, oh, that's cheating, you gotta write it yourself. No, businesses are gonna love that,
right?
Because now you can do so many things. You can write so many articles, and now all you have to do, instead of coming up with it and fucking outlining it and blah blah blah, all that shit takes time. Now you just put it into the AI. It gives you like a basic, you know, outline of it. Obviously, you're not just gonna post it. You know, you still have to do your job as a writer of looking through it and adding your own thing to it, like what we do with some of the scripts. You know, we don't just fucking just use the script. It's like a stepping block,
right?
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, it is now. Because it is now, because that's where it is. Because look where it is now compared to 2019, compared to a few years ago. None of this shit was existing. It existed, but it was not to the same level it is now. And it's only going to increase, and it's only going to get more and more and more, to the point where you don't even need to sit down and go through and edit it, because it's going to analyze your own algorithm, what you do, and you're going to look at it and say, you know what, it's perfect to my liking, because the algorithms are going to get so advanced to the point where it just knows what to do. You know what I mean? And I know we say, because that's our ego as humans, like, oh no, but it can't match what a human could do or what I could do.
It already did. It
Right.
far surpassed that.
And it's gonna be in a point where even if it's editing, even if you're like, oh, I need to go and edit it, you won't have to edit it because it's already done for you. It's already all done.
It's already right there.
But in a way, it's good because it's like you said, it gives us time. And what do we complain about? We complain about waiting. We don't want to be stuck waiting. We want to be doing stuff. So that's exactly what it's doing. It's a
double-edged sword.
But it's also doing it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Except what you want to do.
But that is it does what you want to do.
No, but okay. So, okay, I get what you're saying. But it does what you want to do, right? So you can do something new because that is what we are meant to do as humans, is create something entirely new. So the fact that everything is done for us gives us nothing but time and space to create something new beyond
what is.
AI is, because AI is the physical, AI is the 3D, is creating the 3D. But we have aspects to us that are beyond that, so it gives us nothing but time to explore our own power as human beings, apart from what AI can do. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense to me because, okay, so I would get what you're saying if it was like a grocery bagger at a supermarket. But if you're a writer, you want to write, you know? So, right. And then you're saying, oh, but it gives you time to do other things. But that just creates a bunch of people who are jack of all trades, master of none. You know what I mean? You won't have any more people that dedicate their lives to something. So it brings you back to that point. It's like a loop back to the point to where you're just doing things just to do them instead of being passionate about them. You're just doing things to try them out. We're just
going in circles, man.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I think it will become like that, but I don't think it's a good thing necessarily.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm trying to look at the positives of it. Yeah. I'm just saying it as an inevitability of the situation humanity finds itself in. And what I see personally is everyone is denying it. Everyone is like, oh, you know, this new software and this, then the schools are saying, oh, this is cheating, but they're not realizing that this is going to change.
This is what it is.
Yeah. Like,
it's not cheating because it's what it's going to be.
Right. Yes. Thank you, bro. It's like, this is what it's moving towards.
If anything, if you use it, you're ahead of the curve. Exactly. You're learning how to use it.
But you know what? It's funny. You're learning how to use it, but it's learning how to use you.
Yeah.
Because
it's picking you up.
AI, the funny thing about AI is that it's manifesting itself through the consciousness of everyone entirely of its own volition, entirely of its own will. You know what I'm saying? We're all feeding the machine. Like the Pink Floyd song, The Machine. I gotta listen to that. That's what it is. We're all feeding the machine, and the machine in turn is feeding us. But in turn, we're feeding the machine. It's a loop.
Yeah.
It keeps going. And because we're creating it, we're the creators of it. Now we are the receptacle. We're being created. Shit, what the fuck? What's up? No, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
I think that was a good place to leave off.
For real.
Because I think it's been like 40 minutes.
It felt like more than that.
Yeah,
to be honest,
it's like 3:30.
But I think that was like
that was a perfect.
Like you know what?
That's it. Enough with AI. Start living human life.
For real.
No, but perfect, man. Great podcast.
Any closing words?
Don't worry. You know, AI's coming, but that's nothing to worry about because it's meant to be here. And, you know, don't be afraid. Never be afraid of anything. The only thing you should be afraid of is nothing.
Nothing.
That's it.
Do.